one important differentiation must be done between the private sector, where actually the innovation is happening at a speed that I was mentioning before, and the state-owned and public enterprises. The government is definitely giving top-down targets in manufacturing, and as just a couple of years ago they prepared the Made in China 2025, which is a political agenda in making sure that China will have a leading position in manufacturing by 8 years from now. It clearly defines some 11 technology sectors where the government is going to apply all its power in order to bring the Chinese champions to be in a, let's say, I would say the word dominant position in the world. Where we see actually a lot happening is in the private sector, and that's the speed is completely different. It is 2 dimensions faster than the state-owned enterprises. So when you mention top-down, it does not apply to the whole Chinese economy. It's pretty much a clear division between the public sector and the private sector.
We see the public sector has changed. A lot of state-owned enterprises, we call it SOEs, they have made a lot of moves to overseas. One reason is that the country becomes richer and the capital is mounting up. They got to go out. We follow, as a business, Arcades, engineering consultants, we follow the hot money's flow, to overseas, to London, to Europe, to US, to Australia. We follow them to do projects and earn our fee. So this is one of the steps. But secondly, they made a change. Well, in China, or not only in China, I think people say, if you want to have enemies, make a change. It's right. So innovation is kind of a change process. Conservatives, in the country, in China, resist to the change, but when they face the economic pressure, the financial pressure for organization, they have to do it. So we see the SOE, that the government bodies, they have internal restructuring, being done at the moment to make themselves lean, to make themselves efficient and cost effective.
We are helping a local restaurant chain, not just on the branding side, but helping them to address the question of grow in 5-folds in 3 years. So in that kind of growth, I think just understanding the consumer needs is not enough. It has to be a drastic transformation, or they have to think innovatively. In this case, the owners or the C-level team, they are, because it is a restaurant network, a restaurant chain, they were chefs. So the points that I'd like to use this example is number one top-down approach works. There's one factor that these top leaders, they are very, very familiar with the industry. They kind of grew from kind of rose above the rank. Familiar with the industry, familiar with the consumers. So they have accumulated a gut feeling, which typically would be right. Number two, I'd like to point out one top-down works in China for local companies is Chinese people, the traditional culture, they may not be very, they are more obedient. So if you need to make drastic change, is usually more effective when it is from the leaders that making an order.
Even in private sector, there are so many industries with their own characters. For instance, like internet companies. Top-down works? No. You know WeChat? Everyone knows. The Tencent company, right? The whole company's culture is by project, so products. Product managers is the king of this company. They even compete each others for certain products. I design one product, you design another one, which they are similar.
Perfect.
And at the end, that which one gather the most, grab most of the market will win, launch eventually, get companies investment. So is that a top-down? No, absolutely not. So you have to look out what industry, what geographic. If you go west, go central of the China, and the culture change again.